Hey everybody, let's get this practice started. First, I'm going to put back my hair, just so it doesn't get in the way. Awesome. Next, I'm going to moisturize with this Maybelline Baby Lip in the dark purple color. Doesn't really matter. For foundation, I'm using, whoa, that was weird, the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm in shade 220. I'm going to shake it up. Using a stiff brush, I'm going to scoop out the product from the lid and put it on the back of my hand like so. I don't use a lot of foundation, so, because I really am kind of happy with how my skin naturally is right now. Next, I'm taking this spackle by Laura Geller. It's the supercharged one. There's like 3 other types, I believe. And I'm going to take a little bit of that and mix it into my foundation like that. I really like the way that this sets onto my face rather than applying them separately. So next I'm just going to go ahead and paint it on my face. And using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. Notice how I don't blend up into my forehead because my forehead is super dark. So I take whatever is left on the beauty blender and blend those two together. I do not put product up there. Alright, next I'll take whatever is left on the brush and on the back of my hand and bring it down to my neck. Next, I'm using the Balm Sexy Mama's Translucent Setting Powder. It looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and use my beauty blender and dab it into the product. And apply it to my oilier areas, which is, for me, my nose, my forehead, and my tops of my cheeks and chin. Next, I'm going to contour my face and bronze it up kind of using Hoola Bronzer by Benefit and an angled contour brush. Just gonna swirl it in there, tap off the excess, and find. Next, I'm going to take Too Faced Shadow Insurance and put it all over my lid. I'm going to blend some of the product up into my eyebrows because I use a powder and I think it helps it stick. Also, by putting it into my eyebrows, it also gives me a chance to shape my eyebrows for the way they're gonna look. Next, I'm using Tarina Tarantino's eyeshadow in the shade Crimp. And I'm going to put this on my brow bone, and I just put this all over. I'm very messy with it. Alright, and for every makeup look that I do, I use the transition shade for me, Naked, in the Naked 1 palette. And this I put slightly in my crease and slightly above it. Next, I'm using the same brush and I'm going to take the color Buck in the Naked 1 palette. And this is a little warmer, and I'm going to put this one directly in the crease. Today I think I'm going to practice and try to do a smoky, sultry look. That's my goal for today. It might not even end up that way, but that's the goal. Okay, next I'm going to take this Sally Girl eyeshadow in the shade Bronze. It's a very pretty natural shade, and I'm going to take this fluffy brush and I'm going to put this all over the lid. Just sweep it all over the lid. Just kind of like for a base color, just in case I change my mind about something. And the nice thing about using this kind of brush, I feel like it like blends out what we just put in the crease. Awesome. The eyeshadow that I'm going to use is Silver Ring by MAC. Look at this. I'm taking a clean 217 brush, going ahead tapping that in, brushing off. And I'm going to cover the second half of my lid. Personally, I like working with fluffy brushes because I know it doesn't pack on color immediately like flat brushes, and I like to be kind of messy, so. Awesome. Just slightly wiping it off on a rag. I'm going to take the MAC shadow in Night Divine, which is a darker silver, and it's really pretty. Kind of almost has a blue tone to it. And I'm going to take that 217 again, and this one is going to go in the crease. To make this look a little more interesting, I think I am going to take the MAC eyeshadow in Submarine, and it's this pretty blue color, as you can see, and this is a MAC 239 brush. This is a flat brush, and I'm going to pack this in the outer third. And using that brush that had Night Divine on it, I'm going to slowly blend those out and up into the crease. just to make the transition of the color a little more smooth. And if you want, this is Max Plumage, I believe. Yeah, Max Plumage is a dark green, dark color, almost black looking. It's a matte. I'm going to take that and go ahead and deepen it up. I'm going to take a small angled brush like this and the Max Plumage, and I'm going to go ahead and line my lower lash line. I might even dip into a little bit of submarine. Just going in with the submarine again in the 239 and placing the color back on the lid because I wanted a little more color. Alright, and that's it for the eyeshadow. Alright, the next step for me would be eyebrows. So I'm going to take this powder set that I got from Ulta. It's called, sorry, I had to burp there. It's called Holiday Gems, and this MAC 263 brush. I'm going to use this shade right here. I mostly place the product at the arch of my brow where I feel like it needs it the most. I'm not very good at brows. Brows aren't like my first thing to do. I mean, I'm okay with them, but I don't think they're like super flaky. Alright, once I have like a base color onto my eyebrows, I use this Sonia Kashuk, brow wax, and I use this dark shade right here. And this is just like to add a little more color and to hold the brow hairs in place. Alright, next I'm taking this Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara, and this is what I use to go ahead and set my brows one last time. And it also helps like diffuse out the colors if you like kind of made a mistake somewhere or went a little too heavy. And I just mixed some of the lighter shades together on the back of the sponge. I'm going to go ahead and just dab it underneath my eyes. Nothing too heavy, too concealery. And this gives you a chance, if you are, I'm not going to, but clean up any like mistakes around there. Next is eyeliner. I'm going to take this e.l.f. eyeliner in black. I'm going to go ahead and line my lash line. Honestly, I'm new to this eyeliner. I don't know how I like it yet. I'm not really a fan of this brush, to be honest. But it's like kind of getting the job done. For this look, I feel like an orangey kind of blush is gonna look really cute on this, like a gold orangey blush. So first I'm gonna bronze it up with this Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer, and take a big brush and go ahead. Blush it up. And apply that more as blush for now. Then I'm going to, this might not even show underneath the bronzer, but whatever. Take another Wet n Wild. They're basically like the same color. It's like a peach color. This is Rose Champagne, Rosé Champagne. Go ahead and apply that. And just for a slight bit of pink, like a slight peach, I'm using this Jordana blush in the shade Coral Sandy Beach. Like that. It is a coral shade. And this is just going to go in between here. Lastly, I'm going to highlight, and for today's highlighter, I'm using the e.l.f. highlighting palette. This was $6 at Target. I'm going to use this shade and this shade, so I'm going to mix these two. Tap it off. I'm going to go ahead and place it under the brow bone as well, and a little bit above. Mostly, I'm going to go back in the lightest shade and go, ooh, yes. And go over it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set the face with this NYX Matte Finishing Spray. And tilt my head back. While I'm waiting for that to dry on my face, I am going to take the Makeup Forever lip liner. This is just clear. I'm going to go ahead and line the outside of my lips. So if I were going to like overline, that's where I'm putting this liner, just to keep it in. And then I'm going to line my lips with NYX's lip liner in Plum. And we're going to use maybe this NYX Liquid Suede in this soft spoken. I really love this formula. Alright, and the last step for me would be adding mascara. This is the Clinique Lash Doubling Mascara. This comes in all their like sample stuff. Like, you know, those bags that they give out when you buy a certain amount of product. Yeah, I've been like buying those with my mom for as long as I can remember. This is actually a really decent mascara. I really like it a lot. The first couple of uses though, I find this with like a lot of Cliniques and most mascaras, is that it takes a couple of uses to really get the full effect of the mascara. Alright everyone, that was it for today's practice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and give me a like below, and thank you for watching.